Hi friends, today we'll discuss about loans. So what is EMI loans? EMI means equated monthly installments. So if you take a 1 lakh loan for 12% for 24 months, your every month repayment amount will be same. That is 4707. For the 24 months, your repayment will be same. This will not change. So these will be called as P and I loans, principal and interest loans. Now we'll discuss about non-EMI. Non-EMI loans, repayment schedule will be decided by the customer. Customer can give the schedule. He can say first month I can pay 20,000, second month I can pay 30,000. Customer can decide the schedule. So these loans are called P plus I loans, means principal plus interest loans. So now we'll discuss about bullet loans. You know the bullet meaning. Bullet means your disbursement will be once and your repayment will be once. So in my example, loan as given on 1st January 2020 for 1 year, 8% rate of interest, 1 lakh rupees. So maturity will be 1st Jan 2021. So if customer is interested, he can pay the interest monthly. Otherwise, on 1st January 2021, he can pay entire principal plus interest. So one disbursement, one payment. This is called bullet loans. What is revolving credit? For revolving credit, there won't be any maturity date. Always will have a renewal date. Every year this loan will be renewed. And revolving credit is different from loans. If loan is taken 10 lakhs, the day one interest will be calculated on 10 lakhs. But in revolving credit, you will be given a limit. So you can use 10 lakhs. So if you use 1 lakh for 1 day, interest will be charged for 1 day. If you use 2 lakhs for 2 days, interest will be charged for 2 days, 2 lakhs only, not on the entire amount. So revolving credit is useful for the customer. So in these accounts, interest will be capitalized every month. So automatically month end, interest will be credited to our P&L account by debiting loan account. So what is pre-EMI period? If you take construction loans, if you are taking a housing loan for construction, maybe your total amount sanctioned is 15 lakhs. But 15 lakhs is not required at the beginning of the house construction. Maybe you need stage wise, maybe first month 5 lakhs, after few months you may need 5 lakhs, after that 5 lakhs. In my example, a loan is sanctioned for 10 years and loan amount is 15 lakhs. 1st January 2018 loan is sanctioned. First disbursement means customer has taken 5 lakhs on 1st February 2018. Second disbursement on 15th March for another 5 lakhs. Third disbursement on 30th June 2018, 5 lakhs. So total 15 lakhs has disbursed on 30th June 2028. So your EMI will start from 30th June 2018. What is pre-EMI period? Pre-EMI period is months or days between 1st Jan 2018 to 30th June 2018. This period will be called as pre-EMI period. So what is NPA? Every time in news channels, NPS increased, NPS decreased for the banks. So all loans are assets for a bank. Non-performing asset means there is no performance from a loan, means you are not getting repayment, monthly repayment. It may be principal or interest or principal plus interest. You are not receiving from the particular loan. If you are not receiving any principal or interest for last 90 days, on 91st day it will become a substandard. Substandard means your NPA started. If it is 456 days means it is doubtful. If it is 821 days means loss asset. These days, whatever I have given, standard, substandard, doubtful, loss, are example. These days will be differ from one bank to another bank, one loan account to another loan account. If it is a secured loan, we have different structure. If you are non-secured loans, we have different structure for this one. What is pre-closure? So you are closing the loan before maturity. You are taking a loan on 1st January 2015 for 10 years and your maturity date is 1st January 2025. Okay. If you are closing loan before 1st January 2025, even one day before maturity also, if you are closing the loan, then this is called pre-closure of loan. Closure before maturity date is pre-closure. And what is prepayment? Prepayment is a bulk payment. You have a monthly EMI of 15,000. You have to pay every month 15,000 to a bank to cover your EMI. But you got a bulk amount of 2,50,000. If you paid and you have cleared the loan partially, then this is called prepayment of loan. What is collection? Collection means bank has given a loan, customer has to pay EMI every monthly. Whatever amount you receive against monthly EMI is called collection. Monthly repayment by customer, the amount is called collection. Amortization. Amortization means when you receive a amount from the customer, how to adjust this amount. Maybe for a specific loan, charges are outstanding, OD interest is outstanding, OD principal is outstanding, and regular interest and regular principal also outstanding is there. If you receive a specific amount, which should be cleared first, this is called amortization. For this one, we have different methods followed by different banks. If it is IPC, when you receive any amount from customer, first interest, then principal, then charges should be adjusted. CPI, first will be charges will be adjusted, then principal will be adjusted, then interest will be adjusted. In my example, if bank has received 500 rupees from customer, total outstanding in that account, charges are 250 rupees, interest due is 1000 rupees and principal due is 10,000 rupees. If it is IPC model, what I will do, 500 rupees I will be adjusted to interest. If it is a CPI model, 500 will be adjusted to charges, another 250 will be adjusted to principal. If it is ICP, means directly 500 will be adjusted to interest. So what is check bounce charges? So when a customer taken a loan, every month customer has to repay the EMI amount. This repayment can be ECS or NEFT, RTGS. Some customers they can give a check. When a check is presented by the bank and because of insufficient funds or any technical reason, if your check is bounced, a bank will charge check bounce charges. It may vary from one bank to another bank. Normally 300 plus GST will be debited from customer loan account and it will be credited to income, bank income. What is penal interest? See, you are taking a loan for 12%. Every month 10th you have to pay some 10,000 rupees. So this month 10th you have to pay some 10,000 rupees and because of some reasons you could not pay the dues. So for the 10,000 rupees, from next day onwards we'll charge 14% instead of 12%. That 2% will be penal interest. Whatever the extra you are charging, that is called penal interest. Holiday period loans. Normally holiday period will be given for the education loans. So education will have a course completion period plus 6 months to 1 year to get a job. So when a student are going to abroad, if you take a to study in abroad, if you take a loan, there will be loan completion course completion period plus 1 year will be your holiday period. So during this period you can pay the interest, or after the holiday period you can pay the interest plus principal. Okay, it will be different from one course to another course. If it is a BTech, we have a course completion period is 4 years plus 1 year is buffer. So 5 years you will get a holiday period. During this holiday period, if you have money, you can pay interest. If you have money, you can pay principal. Otherwise, there is no compulsory that you have to pay the principal and interest. So what is a moratorium period? Recently, you have seen a lockdown period across globe. During this period, some people depend on business, some people depend on job, some people depend on other activities. So during this period, there won't be any business. So it is difficult to repay the loan EMI. So government has given a moratorium period. During this moratorium period, borrower means the person taking the loan is not required to make any payment. This is called moratorium period. What is restructuring loan? Restructure means you are changing the structure. So how can you change the structure of a loan? By changing the interest rate, you can increase or decrease. You can change the period, you can increase or decrease, and you can change the EMI amount. If you decrease the EMI, automatically your period will be increased. If you increase your period, automatically your EMI will come down. So these restructuring will be done with a valid reasons. So for the restructuring, bank and customer has to agree few terms and conditions. Then only loan restructuring will be completed. What is processing fees? Processing fees is one-time charge by the bank for processing particular loan amount. In my example, loan is 10 lakhs rupees. I said processing fees is 2%. So it is 20,000 and GST is 3,600. So total processing fees is 23,600 rupees. This amount will be collected from the customer while onboarding a loan. So this is one-time charge by the bank. What is annual maintenance charges? Annual maintenance charges levied by bank. These charges will be collected from the customer once in a year. These charges can be on the current account, sometimes CCOD account, sometimes on the loans. Annual maintenance charges are charged once in a year. This is income for a bank. Thank you, friends.